Hi, James Limnios from Limnios Property Group. I would just like to take this opportunity to say thank you for watching this presentation. I'm trying to provide people with an insight to how, due to my experience and knowledge in the inner city area, in the property area, as well as local government, in my role as a councillor, the certain matters and certain issues will affect, in my opinion, the general public. One of the matters or issues at the moment that I'm very passionate about is what we call urban infill versus the urban sprawl. For those of you who have seen a couple of press articles that I have released, you will see that I'm a very big advocate for what we call the urban infill concept. I don't believe that a sustainable solution for accommodation, for the accommodation crisis we have, is a continuation of the burbs. At the moment, as we speak, the spread of our metropolitan area is a lot larger than some of the massive cities around the world, a lot larger than London, a lot larger than New York. That's unsustainable. There was a study done by the Department of Planning in Victoria very recently that clearly demonstrated that the cost of the urban sprawl is more than double that to the government and ultimately us as taxpayers than that of the urban infill. For example, for every 1,000 new dwellings created in the form of urban infill, and what do I mean by urban infill? I mean some of those large blocks of land that are 1,000 square metres or 700 square metres that have one dwelling on it and yards that people aren't using, they can be converted into 2 houses or into 3 houses. On the main arterial roads, we can increase the zonings to, the R160 zoning up to 4 levels, 5 levels in height, and create an opportunity where people could live in apartments or in townhouses. But getting back to the cost, for every 1,000 in the urban infill, it cost the government approximately $310 million. And for every 1,000 that is in the sprawl, like in these new suburbs that are out there, cost the government approximately $650 million. So it's more than double the cost. But why? And I'll tell you why that is. Because they have to create more public transport, more roads, more infrastructure, whereas in the city or fringe city or within a 20-kilometre radius or 10 or 15-kilometre radius, the infrastructure is existing. It's very simple. You improve the current infrastructure, you improve the schools that are in place, you improve the roads that are already in place by upgrading them, and you save a lot of money. The other issues that we've got, these thoughts have to be taken seriously, because we've got a situation of 75,000 people approximately per annum coming into this wonderful state that we live in. It's going to be a very unsustainable financial situation for the government if it continues to have a priority of urban sprawl. The numbers should be shifted. I'm not saying stop the urban sprawl completely. There are people, we've got to always provide choice, and there are people that will always want to live far away, or they'll always want to live on a plot of land. However, we must reverse the numbers. And what do I mean by that? The priority for the government and the priority for local government, the priority for developers should be that the majority of the accommodation needs should be in the form of urban infill, and to a lesser degree, the urban sprawl. It's imperative that collectively we get behind it. European cities, major European cities, have been living this way for a long time. Some people argue with me and say, well, I want to live on a house with my block of land. At the moment, the developers that are building these subdivisions are decreasing the size of the land, so the house is occupying the majority of the land anyway. But the difference is you're sitting 30 kilometres north or 30 kilometres south from major infrastructure or entertainment. Human beings are not designed to be isolated. As people, we need to meet with other people. We need to interact. Now, the current system that we've been living in Australia is one that you get up in the morning, you go to work, you work all day, you commute to work, so you sit in the bus or in the train or in your car for half an hour to 40 minutes minimum. Some people I know are commuting over an hour. Then you go home. You leave work at 5:30, you're not home until 6:30. By the time you put your things down, make something to eat, watch the news at 7:30, 8 o'clock, people are too tired, bang, they're staying at home. So you've got this lifestyle of constantly either travelling to work or, as they say, work, home, sleep, work, home, sleep. It's in this country that we are used to bigger spaces. The average house size in Europe, the cities that we all go to and we say, wow, I could see myself living here, is 80 square metres. But the difference is people use their houses for sleeping, for eating, for watching some television, and then they utilise the amenity that's created by people living in a more denser environment. They meet with each other, they congregate at the cafe, they walk to the local square. It's more of a inner urban village type of mentality. We have to incorporate that type of thinking in Perth and in Australia. They're doing it quite well in Melbourne. They're doing it quite well in parts of New South Wales. We've got to do it better. Not saying that we're not doing it, we've got to do it better in Perth. My email address is james@limnios.com. I'm very happy to communicate with anybody that sees any value in what I've said or would like to give me their feedback. And just thank you very much for taking the time to see this video YouTube posting. Thanks.